Echoes of Us, written by Azalea Moon.
It's been 3.5 hours since my world turned into complete chaos, since the moment I realized I've lost Sebastian. I'm sitting in my car, parked a block from his building, engine off, hands locked around the steering wheel like it might give me answers. The city outside hums with its usual noise, but inside this car, it's just me and the sound of my own heartbeat trying to drown out the truth. I failed him. My one job, protect him. And I ignored every instinct screaming that something was off. With tired eyes, I glance at the clock again. It's 3:47 a.m. With hesitation, finally I move. The drive to the beach house is a blur, headlights cutting through mist and tires hissing against wet asphalt. By the time I pull into the driveway, the horizon is a pale ghost of dawn. I barely put the car in park before the front door flies open. Camila stands there, panic in her eyes, her voice raw before I can even speak.
Where have you been? Why haven't you answered your phone? Where is Sebastian?
She steps forward fast, catching me by the arms. Her hands are cold, she is barefoot, looks like she's been waiting by the door. The officer on duty climbs out of his truck, concern written all over him, as if Camila's gravity pulled every muscle in his face tight. I cut in before he can spiral, lifting a hand in a breezy wave. No worries, Marcus, you're good, go home, or head back to base and get some rest. Relief washes through him so quickly it seems to lighten the air around us. He sends me a tired wave, then disappears back into the truck. Come inside, please, I plead with Camila. I guide her toward the kitchen, and as soon as she sits, the color drains from her face. She collapses into the chair like she's been holding herself upright for hours. I pull out the seat next to her and take a breath I don't have before saying to her, I need you to relax and breathe. Here's what I know. I take a breath and start telling her. So I dropped Sebastian off at his apartment last night. After he went up, I got a call from Marcus, who said there was a suspicious car parked near your house. Blacked out, older model, no plates. I drove out myself so we wouldn't spook whoever was inside. By the time I arrived, the car had taken off. I told the team to sweep the property. Everything looked fine, no sign of a break-in or tampering. Whoever it was wanted to see if you came home. I figured no need to worry, and I thought we were clear for the night. When I tried calling Sebastian to give my final report, he didn't answer. I called again, twice, nothing. That's when I went back to his apartment. The door was ajar, the place was empty, and his phone was on the floor. Camila covers her mouth, shoulders trembling. Her eyes are glass, wide and wet, but she's holding herself still, as if she moves, everything will shatter. I keep going because if I stop, neither of us will survive the silence. The team's at the apartment now. They pulled footage from his internal security camps, the ones we control, and they're working with NYPD contacts to patch in street and business feeds. The building's cameras were hacked. Everything external went dark right before the attack. I swallow hard. My throat feels like sandpaper. Camila, we will find him, but you have to breathe. I'm barely holding it together myself. I'm supposed to protect him. I failed him. Before I can stop myself, I'm sitting beside her. She reaches out, sudden, instinctive, and hugs me tight. It catches me off guard. The warmth of it, the weight of someone else holding me together. And for the first time in years, I let myself cry. She doesn't mention it, just lets me be. No wonder Sebastian never stopped loving her. She carries calm, like armor. When she finally pulls back, her eyes are red but fierce.
Okay? What did you see in the video? Was it Victor? What do we do now? And don't tell me to sit still and wait. I can handle this. I'm not being left in the dark again.
She's standing now, fists tight, voice shaking with barely contained fire. Sebastian would want to keep her away from this, but this isn't a fight I'm taking without her. So I tell her everything. I cue up the video and she leans in.
Oh, you have it here. Okay, let's see.
Her voice carries confidence, but her face betrays the crack beneath it. I need her to understand the gravity. I need her to brace for what we're stepping into. She starts typing notes into her phone, fast, focused. Then she pauses, looks straight at me.
The only way I can handle this and be useful is if I treat it like a story I'm investigating. Now start the video. You'd be surprised how helpful I can be.
I hit play.
Okay. The video starts with Sebastian opening the door. Before he even steps inside, he drops. Someone pushes him from behind, hard. He hits the floor, stunned. The first guy steps over him, and the second barrels in right after. Sebastián tries to get up, but the second one's on him instantly, pinning him down. Then the other joins. They shove something onto his face. Looks like a rag, probably soaked in chloroform. Oh, Marie, this is too much.
I know, but just continue focusing on the details. Tell me what you see next.
He fights, but only for a moment, then he goes still. They drag him toward the exit, and once they're out of frame, that's it. No struggle, no sound. He's just gone.
I feel her body tense, and I let the implications settle, heavy and cold.
That means they were already inside, waiting for him. What about outside? Any footage?
I shift to the footage folder, pulling up the next piece, and start explaining. The external street cams caught a black SUV entering the garage about 30 minutes before Sebastián and I pulled up that night. It caught the same SUV leaving the building at the exact time we estimate they took him. Marcus and the NYPD contact are cross-referencing the footage. They'll find where it went. They have to. Camila just stares, her breath shallow, her mind already a storm.
What about the doorman? Security? Sebastián said that the building was airtight.
The security guard was attacked. They found him tied up in the restroom alive, but out cold. They used his key card to access the control room. Whoever they are, they had a hacker. They knew how to kill the cameras clean, no trace. This was planned, precise. They knew the layout, the timing, everything. Victor couldn't have done this alone. Either he's got help or we're dealing with someone new. I meet her eyes, and in that look, fear, anger, resolve, I see the shift. Whatever this is, we're in it together now. I pace the kitchen, and before she can say anything, I pick up my phone and dial Marcus. After one ring, Marcus answers.
Talk to me.
Tell me what you've got.
All right, so far we tracked the SUV leaving the building. Cameras pick it up for a few blocks. Then a large commercial truck, looks like a delivery hauler, pulls up beside it. It's close enough that the truck blocks the SUV from every street cam for a good 30 seconds.
So they use the truck as cover?
Exactly. By the time the camera's clear, both vehicles are gone. The next camera that should have caught them on the next block malfunctioned. Then we see what might be the same SUV merge onto the highway heading north. After that, there's one more hit, a toll camera, before they exit onto a rural route with no active surveillance. That's the last visual we've got.
My stomach drops. They plan their blind spots.
Yeah, the truck's plates come back to a small logistics company that went under last month. Ownership transferred to an LLC with no employees, no listed assets. Classic ghost show. Whoever's behind this, they knew the routes, the timing, even which cameras were down for maintenance.
I stare at the counter, tracing the edge of a water ring left by Camila's mug.
They knew the city like a blueprint, used a common truck to make the SUV invisible, then took a road no one's watching.
Camila looks up. Her voice is low but sharp.
So they're out of the city.
For now, but they can't stay invisible. We're pulling highway toll data, fuel receipts, and private security footage from the route north. Someone always sees something. A gas station clerk, a camera in a strip mall parking lot, a single plate read that shouldn't exist. They can hide, but they'll leave a footprint.
Marcus, loop in state police in every logistics yard north of the county line. Check for overnight deliveries that don't match manifests. I want that truck profile pushed statewide.
On it. I'm assuming I'll see you in a bit.
You know it. I hang up the phone, and the silence between Camila and me hums with tension. Camila's sitting at the kitchen table, still in shock, but holding herself together better than I expected. Her mug sits untouched, the coffee gone cold. I slide my phone onto the counter and tell her, get dressed. She blinks, slow, cautious.
Where are we going?
To the command center. She nods, almost immediately this time. No argument, no hesitation, just understanding. She knows what that means.
I'll be ready in 5 minutes.
As she disappears down the hall, I lean against the counter, pressing my palms flat to the cool granite. The hum of the refrigerator is the only sound in the room. For a second, I close my eyes, long enough to feel the exhaustion clawing up my spine. Then I shove it down. No time for that now. When Camila returns, she's changed. Jeans, hoodie, hair pulled back, her expression tight but steady. There's a small tremor in her hands, but she hides it well.
Okay, let's go.
She follows me out of the kitchen, down the short hall toward the control room. Camila glances toward the monitors. Automatically, her eyes find the same screen Sebastián had shown her the day before, the one with the hidden access route. Without a word, I move to the panel at the far end of the room and key in the sequence. A low mechanical click sounds. The floor slides open just enough to reveal the stairwell beyond, descending into the tunnel below. Cool air spills up from the opening, and the familiar vibration of the generators beneath the house hums through the floor.
Feels like deja vu.
I nod and think to myself, yeah, except this time he's not walking beside us. We step through the opening and descend the short flight of steps into the underground bay. We head towards the small electric utility cart, sleek but built for speed. Its headlights blink to life as we approach. I slide into the driver's seat, flick a switch, and the engine hums softly, just enough to hear over the low vibration of the tunnel fans. Camila sits beside me, hands gripping her knees. Halfway into the ride, Camila says,
Feels longer than yesterday.
"It always does when you're not sure what's waiting at the other end." After a few minutes, the tunnel widens ahead, the lights shifting from cool blue to soft white as the walls stretch taller, cleaner, like we're entering a lab or a vault. The hum of the cart deepens as we roll into the final stretch. Smooth concrete gives way to black epoxy floors, polished to a mirror sheen that reflects the passing lights. Massive garage doors, smooth and steel reinforced, line the walls, each one sealed tight, built to withstand anything short of a small war. We pull into the garage bay, the heart of the underground system. Normally there'd be at least 3 vehicles parked here. Sebastián's convoy, ready for rapid deployment. But tonight the spaces are empty. Everyone's out working with one goal in mind: find Sebastián. Camila glances around, taking in the emptiness.
It feels different down here tonight.
We step through the sliding door into the glass-lined corridor. The hum of ventilation deepens. A faint tremor runs through the floor beneath our boots. As we enter the command center, the sound of quiet movement replaces the silence. The steady rhythm of keys, the muted beeps of data streams, and voices low but urgent. Marcus is already there, standing at the central console with 2 of our field techs, Riley and Dane. The big screens ahead display a cluster of live feeds, traffic cams, heat maps, toll logs, and the looping playback of the black SUV's last confirmed location. They all look up when we enter. Marcus nods once, his expression grim but focused.
We've been combing through the North Corridor feeds, found partial matches on 2 side streets, but the timestamps don't align cleanly. Whoever planned this knew how to use the city's blind spots.
I move beside him, scanning the data. Did you cross-check the delivery truck's route?
Already in progress. The truck and SUV were together until the highway merged. After that, the truck broke off west, SUV went north. Every available camera after that is either down or looping old data.
Camila steps closer, her reflection joining ours in the glass.
Looping data? You mean they planted fake footage?
Riley swivels in his chair.
Looks like it. We caught a frame glitch in one of the highway feeds. Same vehicles repeating every 9 seconds. Someone patched over the original stream.
We're restoring what we can from the original cache, but whoever wiped it had access to the grid itself. That's not street-level hacking. That's internal clearance.
Camila crosses her arms, tension stiffening her shoulders.
And so we're dealing with more than Victor.
I nod slowly. We've been dealing with more than Victor for a while. Marcus pulls up another monitor, a static map of the northern route dotted with gray camera icons.
We'll reroute through secondary feeds, freight lots, gas stations, private toll sensors. It'll take time.
So let's make sure we don't waste any. Pull up the last working feed before the gap. I want to see the frame myself. Riley loads the footage. The grainy image flickers. The SUV's taillights flash briefly before a passing truck obscures them. The next second, the feed jumps, looping to the same frame again. Camila steps closer to the screen, eyes narrowing. He's studying it, not like a bystander, but like someone looking for something she can feel is wrong. After a long pause, she says,
Wait, back it up 1 frame.
Riley scrolls backward. Camila points, finger trembling slightly.
Here, that reflection on the window, it's not the truck's light, it's something else.
We all lean in. The reflection is faint but distinct. A flash of red and gold paint, curved in a pattern that doesn't match any delivery company we know.
That's a decal. Could be a logo.
I exhale, the first spark of hope in hours flickering to life. I tell Marcus, freeze it, enhance it, let's find out who they really are. Then I look at Camila and ask her, what else do you see?
I don't move closer. I don't need to. Something about that curve, that flash of red biting into gold, tugs at a place in my brain that doesn't belong to panic. It belongs to pattern. I tilt my head, eyes tracking the frozen frame like I'm studying a layout proof instead of a crime in progress. The decal isn't flashy. That's the point. It's designed to disappear at speed, to register as color before meaning. But I've spent my life cataloging visual language. Branding tells stories, even when it doesn't want to. And I've seen this before. Not recently, not personally, but enough times that my body reacts before my heart does. That curve isn't decorative, it's structural. It wraps like a seal, not an ad. The red isn't bright, it's muted, industrial. The gold isn't metallic, it's matte, deliberate, cost-efficient, designed to look official without being traceable. My fingers move before I consciously decide to let them. I unlock my phone, pull up my notes, scroll past headlines, drafts, embargoed investigations. Then I find it. A half-finished file from months ago, a story that never ran. Logistics, shell companies, private contractors masquerading as delivery services. A quiet ecosystem that thrives on anonymity and plausible deniability. My pulse stays even. My voice does too when I tell Riley, zoom in on the lower curve, right there. See how the gold breaks? That's not where, that's part of the design. Riley adjusts the image. I nod once and get lost in my thoughts. I remember why this never made it to print. The sources went cold. The paper pulled back. Legal got nervous. Too many overlapping LLCs. Too many off-the-books contracts tied to people who didn't like daylight. But I remember the visual identifiers. I always do. And I finally say, that decal isn't for customers. It's for internal recognition. Yard crews, dock workers, checkpoints. Marcus looks at me now, really looks at me.
You recognize it?
Yes, I reply. Not the company name, that's the trick, they rotate those. But the symbol stays the same. I finally step closer to the screen. Close enough that the light washes over my face. Cool and impersonal. The kind of light truth likes. I continue. It's used by logistics firms that specialize in off-manifest transport. No digital trail, no standard routing. They move items that aren't supposed to be logged. No one interrupts me. Good. This isn't the moment for reassurance. I tap my phone, pulling up an old screenshot, a warehouse photo, a loading dock at dusk. Different angle, same curve, same red bleeding into gold like it's trying not to be noticed. I hold the phone up beside the frozen frame. This ran through my desk under a different name. 3 times, each time tied to asset transfers that didn't officially exist. If they used that truck, it means this wasn't just an abduction, it was a handoff.
What makes you say that?
They don't improvise. They follow contracts, routes, timelines, which means someone ordered this. Someone paid for precision. I look at the screen again, at the decal, at the small, careless arrogance of thinking no one would recognize it. I tell Marcus, enhance it, then cross-record every inactive logistics firm with that visual mark. Start with companies dissolved in the last 6 months.
You got it.
I finally turn, meeting Mari's eyes. My voice doesn't waver when I say, they didn't just make Sebastián disappear, they moved him. And for the first time since this began, I don't feel lost. I feel oriented. Within seconds, Marcus's fingers are flying across the keyboard. He doesn't ask questions. He doesn't doubt the instinct. He trusts the lead, and that alone tells me how far past theory we've crossed. The screens begin to populate. Company names, registration numbers, incorporation dates. all ghosts wearing different coats. We lean in together, an unspoken convergence. Shoulders nearly touch. The room narrows to the glow of Marcus's monitor and the soft click of keys. One by one, the options fall away. Dissolved, merged, inactive. Shell folded into another shell. Marcus exhales through his nose, sharp, focused.
Most of these are dead on paper, shut down in the last 90 days. Assets liquidated or transferred.
His cursor slows, then stops.
There.
He says, pointing at the screen, on a single listing. Not dissolved, not merged, still legally active, but empty. No delivery manifests. No GPS pings, no route logs, no fuel cards used for weeks. My pulse ticks up, just a notch. Not fear, recognition.
That's not inactivity, that's intentional silence.
Marcus nods, already pulling secondary data.
Companies registered as regional freight, supposed to log at least 3 routes a day, but there's nothing, like they went dark on purpose.
Marcus leans closer, squinting at the screen.
Fleet still insured, vehicles still registered. They're paying storage fees on 2 yards north of here.
Mari adds, almost under her breath.
No one keeps a company alive that costs this much unless they're planning to use it.
The words settle over the room. I study the name. It's bland, safe, designed to slide past scrutiny. I've seen that too.
They stopped logging routes because they didn't want a pattern that means whatever they moved last night mattered.
I look at Marcus and ask, where's their nearest yard? He brings up the map. A pin drops just beyond the last camera gap. Rural, quiet, deliberate. Marcus's voice lower.
95 miles north, right off the same route the SUV exited onto.
No one speaks for a beat. Then Mari says it, steady as print.
That's our first real destination.
I reply, and I might have some information on it. Hold on. I don't hesitate. I step back just enough to give myself air, thumb already moving across my screen. Muscle memory, the part of me that knows exactly who to call when a story starts breathing again. The line rings once, twice, then...
Hello, Sam speaking.
I turn slightly away from the monitors, lowering my voice without softening it. Hey, I need a favor. Pull everything we have on the logistics piece that stalled last quarter. Notes, screenshots, source emails. Anything tagged under shell transport or off-manifest freight. There's a pause. I can hear keys stop clacking on her end.
Camila, wait. You're calling from a number I don't recognize. I thought you were on vacation. You disappeared last minute, Camila. No out of office, no handoff?
Her concern isn't professional. It's personal. That makes me careful. I don't want anyone else involved. I am fine, I say evenly. I just need the file. Another pause. Longer this time.
That story never ran for a reason. Legal shut it down hard. They said the sourcing wasn't weak. It was dangerous. Too many unnamed intermediaries, too many companies that didn't technically exist.
I close my eyes for half a second. I remember the meeting, the long table, the way everyone avoided my eyes. I worry about retaliation, not lawsuits, real-world consequences. I open my eyes and look back at the map on the screen, at the pin north of the city, at the company that never logged its routes. I know exactly why it didn't go to print, I say calmly. That hasn't changed. I soften my tone just enough and reply, but I need what we have now. She exhales on the other end.
Camila, if this is connected to why you vanished.
I reply, it's not. Everything is under control. Silent stretches. Then keys again. Fast, purposeful.
I'll send the full archive, encrypted. Give me 5 minutes.
Thank you. Before she hangs up, she adds one last thing, almost a whisper.
Just be careful. This is the kind of story that doesn't stay on the page.
The line goes dead. I lower the phone slowly. Behind me, the room hums with anticipation. Screens glow, people wait. I turn back to them, calm settling into place like armor, journalist mode fully engaged. I walk back toward Marcus and Mari, the glow of the monitors giving everything a clinical sharpness. Purpose lives in that light. I let it steady me before saying, That story didn't disappear, I say. It just went dormant. My assistant is pulling the archive now. Everything my research team gathered before legal shut it down. She'll email it over, encrypt it. I'm hoping there's something in there that helps you connect the dots faster. Marcus doesn't look up at first. He's already 3 steps ahead, mind recalibrated.
As soon as it comes in, forward it to me. I'll cross-reference it with what we've got.
I nod. Mari's phone buzzes. She glances at it once, then straightens, command settling over her like a switch flipped.
I'm stepping out. I need eyes back at Sebastian's apartment in person. The team's meeting me there.
The words hit me harder than I expect. I turn to her immediately and say, I'm coming with you. It's instinct, reflex, the kind that doesn't ask permission. Mari meets my gaze, firm but not unkind.
No, not this time.
I open my mouth to argue, already building the case in my head, but she keeps going.
You're too visible, Camila. Whoever did this knew Sebastian's routines. They knew his building. If you step back into the open right now, you're a target.
She's right. I hate that she's right. I look past her for a moment, imagining the street, cameras, shadows, the way attention moves without sound. This isn't fear stopping me, it's strategy. I exhale slowly and nod once. And I stay here, I'll work the data, I'll keep digging. Mari's expression softens just a fraction.
That's exactly where we need you.
She grabs her jacket, already moving toward the exit.
Be safe, sis.
Marcus waves at Mari and then looks at me.
Forward that email the second it hits your inbox.
I will, I reply. As she walks away, the room seems to shift, dividing into roles. Action and analysis, field and war room. I stay, not because I'm sidelined, but because this is where the story breaks. And when it does, I'll be ready. My phone vibrates once, sharp, precise. Message from Sam. I unlock the screen. Encrypted archive, time-stamped. A single message follows.
Sent everything, notes, emails, and call logs. Please be careful.
I forward the file to Marcus before my pulse has time to change. No commentary, no warning, just the data. He receives it instantly. We stand shoulder to shoulder now, the command center shrinking again to one screen, one story waking up from hibernation. Marcus opens the archive. Folders bloom across the display. Research notes, source maps, asset diagrams. I recognize my own handwriting in the margins. Digital annotations, sharp and controlled. A calmer version of myself, already circling the truth. Marcus scrolls, then slows, then stops.
Hold on.
He pulls up a contact file, name redacted in the visible copy, but the metadata is intact. The warehouse liaison, independent contractor, single point of contact. The room seems to tilt. I know that name, even before he says it. That's him. Marcus turns to me. I continue, this is the person who shut my story down. He ghosted my team after the second round of questions, blocked emails, disconnected numbers. Legal got a call 2 days later. Suddenly, the story was unverifiable. I watch Marcus pull up the communication log. Last contact, 3 months ago.
He's listed as the warehouse contact for the company we just flagged.
Of course he is. The same person who erased himself from my investigation is standing at the gate of Sebastian's disappearance. What's the connection? He didn't just shut me down, I say quietly. He controlled access. He decided who could ask questions. Marcus's jaw tightens.
Which means he's not a middleman. He's a choke point.
I stare at the name on the screen, at the past folding into the present. This isn't coincidence. This is continuity. He knew exactly how to make a story disappear. I meet Marcus's eyes, and now we know where to push. The screen hums softly between us, the warehouse contact glowing like a fault line. The person who buried my story, and the one standing between us and Sebastian. Marcus doesn't waste time. He lifts his phone, already dialing, eyes still on the screen, like he's afraid the name might vanish if he looks away. The line connects on the second ring.
Mari, we've got a contact for the warehouse. I'll let Camila explain.
He taps the screen, sets the phone down between us. Speaker on, open, air. I inhale once, not to steady myself, but to organize before I speak. Mari, the delivery truck isn't just cover. It's tied to a logistics company my team investigated months ago. The story never ran because our single point of contact vanished, and legal shut everything down. That same contact just surfaced in Marcus's search. He's listed as the warehouse liaison for the company that owns the truck. Same name, same digital footprint, same silence. There's a beat of static on the line. Then Mari's voice cuts through, sharp and incredulous.
This can't be a coincidence. What the heck is going on?
I stop pacing. It's not a coincidence, I say evenly. Marcus glances at me, then back at the phone.
He's the reason Camila's story died, and now he's sitting at the gate of wherever they took Sebastián.
Silence again. Heavier this time. The line crackles softly. Mari exhales, the sound tight with anger.
The same person who buried your reporting is now part of Sebastián's disappearance.
Yes, I reply. The word lands clean, final. I add, and that means this isn't just a kidnapping. It's an operation that's been rehearsed. I lean closer to the phone, grounding myself in the facts instead of the fear, and ask the only question that matters now. So what do we do now? The words hang there, steady and deliberate, waiting for the next move. Mari doesn't hesitate.
Hold on, I'm pulling over. Okay, I got the file, looking at it now.
Of course she did. Marcus must have sent the file while we were still talking. No confirmation, no commentary, just movement. The two of them operate like that. Parallel lines, same destination.
I know this name.
My spine straightens. The certainty in her voice lands hard, solid.
I know exactly who to call to find him. Sit tight, both of you. If this contact is involved, he didn't act alone. People like this don't freelance. Someone ordered Sebastián taken, and once we find him, we'll know who signed off.
Relief flares first, sharp and unwelcome. Concern follows immediately, heavier, more honest. Marcus and I look at each other without speaking, the same thought crossing both our faces. Progress doesn't mean safety.
I'll be in touch.
The line goes dead. The room exhales around us. Screens hum. Data scrolls. Somewhere north of the city, a man who thought he'd stayed invisible is about to feel the light turn on. I break the silence. Can you walk me back to the main house before you head to the airport? Marcus nods immediately.
Of course. Maggie's flight doesn't land for another hour.
We start toward the exit, the command center sealing itself back into quiet purpose behind us. As we move through the corridor, the irony settles in. Sebastián was supposed to walk this path with me. Tease me about the drama of it all. Tell me I was safe. Tell me he'd built this place for moments exactly like this. Now he's gone. As we move toward the exit, Marcus slows, then glances at me sideways and asks,
Can you keep a secret?
I hesitate. Not because I can't, but because secrets have teeth lately. But then I catch the spark in his eyes, something lighter than the day we're standing in, and I know this one isn't dangerous. I can, I say. A corner of his mouth lifts.
I got a different way back to the main house, more scenic.
Good, I admit. Those tunnels are starting to get to me. Marcus lets out a quiet laugh.
Same, follow me.
He leads me down a corridor I swear wasn't there 5 minutes ago, a narrow set of doors tucked into the wall, disguised by shadow and paneling. They open soundlessly, revealing a stairwell that climbs instead of descends. Up feels rebellious. We take the stairs quietly, emerging through what looks like an ordinary wall, until Marcus presses just the right spot. A bookshelf shifts, not slides, breathes open. We step through. The house on the other side is smaller than the main residence, but no less intentional. Warm wood, soft lighting, art that feels lived with, not curated. A space designed to be known, not admired. For a moment, I forget why my chest hurts. Marcus turns to me, clearly pleased.
Stay exactly where I step. If we do it right, the cameras won't even notice we exist.
I smile before I can stop myself. Of all days, of all moments, This quiet conspiracy is unexpectedly perfect. We move carefully, deliberately, our footsteps aligned like a private dance no one else gets to see. And for just a few seconds, this is the highlight of my day. We slip out through the back door of the smaller house, and the day opens differently here. Not bright, not cloudy, green. A narrow tunnel stretches ahead of us, arched completely in plants and flowers, vines braided overhead like a living cathedral. Soft lights are hidden low, illuminating leaves instead of paths. The air smells damp and sweet, alive in a way the underground never is. I stop without realizing I've stopped. For a moment, I just stare. The garden tunnel goes on and on, curving gently, swallowing sound. The world beyond it feels impossibly far away. Marcus watches me instead of the path. There's pure joy on his face, unguarded, like he's been waiting to see my reaction. "This is incredible," I whisper. "Who built it?" He chuckles quietly.
Mari?
I blink. Mari?
Yep, this is her design and work. I just keep it alive.
That somehow surprises me more than the tunnel itself. We start walking again, slow and unhurried. The plants brush our shoulders as if they recognize us. Somewhere above, something rustles. Crickets. Leaves. Normal life continuing. And we talk about nothing important, about everything small. Coffee preferences. A ridiculous headline I never ran. A neighbor Marcus can't stand. The ocean temperature this time of year. Not Sebastián, not the warehouse. This tunnel gives us permission to pause. For 20 minutes, maybe 30, the world loosens its grip. My breath evens out. My thoughts stop racing ahead. It's not escape, it's regrouping. By the time the tunnel thins and light opens ahead, I feel steadier, reassembled, ready. The main house comes into view, all glass and light, an ocean beyond it. Beautiful, immaculate. A sanctuary, a cage. This gorgeous prison is the only place I can afford to breathe right now, until we bring him back. The garden thins, opening gently instead of ending. The tunnel releases us onto a covered walkway that runs along the edge of the beach, wood planks warm beneath our feet, a slatted roof overhead filtering sunlight into soft stripes. It feels less enclosed here, less secretive. The air opens up, salted and cool, the ocean close enough that I can hear it breathing. Still, the structure shields us from view, angled just right to keep wandering eyes out and the horizon hours alone. I slow again, drawn to the sound of the waves slipping against the shore beyond the dunes. This. Perfect, I say quietly. Marcus nods.
Best part of the property, you can feel the world without being in it.
We keep walking, side by side, our steps unhurried. The walkway curves with the coastline, guiding us forward without demanding attention. Somewhere out there, the day is full of questions and danger and moving pieces I can't see. But here, there's only the ocean and the steady rhythm of footsteps. The covered path gives me space to think without spiraling, to exist without being observed, protected but not trapped. By the time the walkway straightens and the main house shines ahead, I feel the shift again, the armor sliding back into place, calm, sharpened by air and distance.
That's it for this week's episode of Echoes of Us. But the story is far from over. New episodes drop every Thursday, so be sure to follow, subscribe, and never miss a moment. Thank you for listening and being a part of the story. Your support means everything. If you enjoyed the episode, please consider leaving a review or sharing with a friend. It helps more listeners find us. Until next time, listen closely, because sometimes the past isn't as far away as it seems.